video is brought to you by Andy Gone Nuts. 100% guaranteed fresh coconut water delivered straight to your door. Call 876-309-6128. That's 876-309-6128. Refreshing and affordable. For more information, follow them on Instagram at Andy Gone Nuts. Truly refreshing. Have you gotten your jug? Well, you know exactly what you need to do. Hello everyone, I'm Simon Preston and welcome back to Reggaeboyz Commentary. Thank you so much for tuning into Reggaeboyz Commentary. We really appreciate it. This is your hub for everything relating to Jamaican football. Men, women, youth, beach and futsal teams. We've discussed all of them on this channel. Now, I'm an individual and I believe that credit must be given where credit is due. I believe, honestly, that when somebody is performing well, that they deserve the praise, the honor, the glory. When somebody is doing well, that is what they deserve. And there have been players, national players in 2022, that have demonstrated a great ability, outstanding ability. You know, not many have been able to be consistent in the routine, but one thing can be said though, that form and class of certain players, they remain. And for certain individuals, it's like the older they get, the better they get. You find that in a number of cases. You find that in many situations where you have certain players that just get better and better and better, you know? Yeah, that's the reality, you know? And now is the time that we talk about a player that did well. It's time. So, where do we go? We go none other than Jamaica's most informed player, men and women combined, for the calendar year of 2022. And who is that individual? That individual is none other than Tiffany Cameron. Just let this sit with you. 23 games, 17 goals, 7 assists. That's 24 goal contributions in 23 games. You know what that means right there? That's a goal contribution every game and a little more. A goal contribution every single game and more. And this season, she started off like a house on fire. 4 goals, 3 games, 2 assists. On Saturday, her club, Etoyor, recorded their 3rd win of the season, top of the league, as they defeated UFC 8-0 in the Hungarian top flight. Shakatzari WFC lost 8-0 to Tiffany Cameron's team. And if you watch the game, Tiffany could have scored more than 1 goal. That's the truth about it. She had opportunities where she almost had a second, but one of her headers got cleared off the line, and one of the teammates was there for a rebound and eventually scored. 4 goals, 2 assists in 3 games. That's 6 goal contributions in 3 games. What does that tell you? Well, right there, that tells you everything that you need to know. This situation is where you have an individual that has 2 goal contributions every game for the start of the season. Look, when you combine Reggae Girls and Reggae Boys and what they've been able to do this calendar year, 2022, no player matches up to Tiffany Cameron. Not Shamar Nicholson, not Michael Antonio, not Bobby Reed, not Khadijah Bunny Shaw, not Kayla McCoy, but it's Tiffany Devona Cameron. You find another national player, You tell me another national player that has been able to match up just like that. I'm waiting. Same or better figures for 2022. And the truth is, you're not going to find that person. You're not. Look, Mikel Antonio notched 10 goals in 36 appearances in the Premier League last season, but not all of them were in 2022. And if you want to include in all competitions, then fine, 13 goals in 47 appearances. All right? You're going to include both. If you want to go and look at another player, okay, Shamar Nicholson, all right, 13 goals last year at Charleroi, but that's 2021, 13 and 18 at Charleroi, and 8 and 16 in 2022 at Spartak Moscow. Still hasn't matched what Tiffany Cameron has done in 2022. We can list out strikers and strikers and strikers and strikers for men and women, but I promise you, you will not find a more prolific striker, forward, reggae boy, reggae girl combined for 2022. You all are free. I can bring up the numbers for you all. I can do the research, which I have been doing, which I have done, and prove it to you. You name a player right now, and I'll tell you their figures straight up. Straight up. Hands down. I can do that right now. Even my brethren Dexter Daps didn't match those figures. Johnson Clark Harris, 12 goals in 41 appearances last season. Yeah? Which other player should we talk about? We talk about literally any other player that you guys would like to discuss. Bobby Reed last season, 7 goals in 41 appearances. Yeah. Another player. Corey Burke is just, getting his season revved up at the Union right now. Kemarouf, 10 goals in 21 appearances last season, 16 in 36 last season. Another player. You want to talk about Jamal Lowe? Fine, let's talk about Jamal Lowe. 7 goals in 34 appearances for AFC Bournemouth. Leon Bailey hasn't hit 5 goals as yet for Aston Villa. He hasn't. So if we want to look at another player, then certainly we can. Andre Gray, 10 goals in 28 appearances last season at Queen's Park Rangers. So far in Greece, 4 goals in 3 games. Great start for him. 4 goals, 3 games in Greece. Good job by him. In fact, we even have defenders who have scored more than strikers. But we'll save that for another day, shall we? Yeah, we'll look at that from another day. But those are just the facts. Those are the facts that heading into this international window for the girls, like I said, not even Bunny has been able to match Tiffany Cameron's numbers for 2021, 2022. We can say anything we want as it relates to quality of the league and this and that, but I've made my feelings clear already, and I have nothing against Bunny, and I'm really, really proud of the path that she has taken. Last year at Man City, 9 goals in 17 appearances. Good. She's getting her feet wet in the league. She's getting revved up. The season before that at Bordeaux, she scored 22 in 20. Good. You know what I'm saying? So that's great. And I look forward to the start of the English Women's Super League. Now, with that being said, remember the situation with Tiffany Cameron. Tiffany is at a club where she is, I don't want to say the grandma of the team, but basically Auntie Tiffany, one of the most senior players. the player that people turn to for advice, for guidance. She's in the last year of her contract at Eto'o. And guess what? Interest is building, and it's growing, and it will only continue to grow. It's important that we don't discredit the work that has been done by our national players, men and women. Tiffany Cameron is Jamaica's most informed player of 2022. You will not, I promise you, right now, August 2022, we're 8 months into the new year, with 4 months to go left in the year. So we're 2/3 of the calendar year almost done and dusted. You will not find another striker or forward with better numbers in 2022 or the 2021-2022 season. Today, she just exemplified that. And let me ask you this, how many players do you know that when it comes to the big game, they perform? You have players that score goals, but when it gets to a cup semi-final or final, where are they? Where are they? Where can you find them? Are they there? Are they scoring the goals? Are they matching up with the numbers? Are they putting in that work? Tiffany Cameron has 6 goals and 4 assists for Jamaica in 14 appearances. She scores in those crucial moments, those crucial games. We needed a victory against the Dominican Republic, and guess what? She scored and had 2 assists in that game, a game that we desperately needed to win. She stepped up. She delivered in the 60th minute. She was there. How many people can say that they were there and they did produce those moments? And look, before people come to criticize and say, well, where was she in the World Cup? Why didn't we see the goals at the World Cup? Let me make one thing clear. What can you do in 11 minutes? She got 11 minutes against Brazil in the World Cup. 3-0 down, Brazil searching for their 4th and 5th. Jamaica rarely getting a lot of possession. 11 minutes. What can you really do with 11 minutes? That was unfair. Jamaica took on Italy in their next game of the tournament. She didn't play. Jamaica took on Australia in their last game of the tournament. She started. Yeah, but she only got 45 minutes. Is 45 minutes enough? In my view, no. You give a player 60 minutes. 60 minutes to show what they got. That crucial point in the second half would be everything that would be needed. Yeah. Remember, Havana Salon is Jamaica's only goal scorer in World Cup history. Havana came on for Tiffany Cameron. If Havana didn't come on, you all know number 15 would have been on the score sheet. The big friendly match is coming up. Jamaica against South Korea. A match with a lot of pedigree, a lot at stake. A match that we're all looking forward to watching. It's going to be a good game. But I want you all to know the importance. I want you to be aware of it as well, that this player is important. I want you to know that the Reggae Girls without this player is a different unit. Jamaica without Tiffany Cameron is not the same. Far from it, in fact. Let me tell you all something. She has to be on the plane to the World Cup. I'm telling you that right now. Has to. And not as a fan, but as a player. I've said my preamble, and I look forward to hear what you guys have to say. Trent Boring, Wagwan General. I think that this is true, but she's playing at a lower level than the others, so that needs to be considered. But then again, I make the point again. You can talk about, well, guess what? She's not in England. She's not in France. She's not in Germany. She's not in Sweden. She's not in Norway. She's played everywhere else. She's played in Norway. She's played in Sweden. She's played in Germany. She's played in Israel. She's played in Cyprus. She's played in top leagues. And Hungary, the Hungarian league in women's football, is a quality league. It is a quality league. You have clubs that go to the latter stage of the UEFA Women's Champions League that play in Hungary. And guess what? I repeat and I say it again. It is much different when you look at a Khadija Bonishaw that is glittered with so much array of talent around her compared to Tiffany Cameron that has newly minted professionals around her. Yes, talented players are on Eto'o. I accept that 100%, but it's different when these are in their first year professionals, second year professionals, compared to Tiffany that is in the 10th year of her professional career. Extremely different, where you're dragging the team, where if you don't play, the team doesn't win. If Bonnie doesn't play for Man City tomorrow, Man City still wins. If Tiffany Cameron doesn't play for Eto'o tomorrow morning, Eto'o doesn't win. And you can check the stats from the moment that she joined the club. And when she had the injury, every time she didn't play, they either lost or drew. And when a draw, it was 0-0. It wasn't like a goal-scoring draw. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious, and I'm more than happy to do the research to prove it to you all. Serious as a judge. What was Tiffany Cameron's figure again? 17 goals, 7 assists in 23 games last season. Let me get my pen, paper, and calculator. No. 23 games last season. 17 goals, 7 assists. This season, 3 games, 4 goals, 2 assists. Let's tally that up, all right? So, in 26 games, Tiffany Cameron has scored 21 goals and tallied 9 assists. That's 30 goal contributions in 26 games. And you know what that tells you right here? Every single game she plays, there's a goal contribution. I think that tells you everything that you need to know. Everything. Blur video, how are you? Congratulations to Tiffany on her great season. In a way, it's nice to see her doing well because she seems like a very nice woman and has served Jamaica well. And she's not done yet. Far, far, far from done. Far from done. Trust me. Wagwan my G all the way from Kenya. Yes, Abs, you're in Kenya? I thought you were in London. Hmm. Well, okay then. Yes, oh, goodness. Lord Sir says, I agree with you. I think Tiffany Cameron should be in the squad. However, I think it would be disingenuous to compare her with Bunny Shaw. If we're honest, Bunny's on another level. We're not comparing talent. We're not comparing talent or ability. We're not. That is not a comparison at all. I'm simply making the point. If you take Bunny out of Man City still wins the game. If you take Tiffany Cameron out of Etta Yord does not win the game. And you're comparing two different players. You know, Tiffany is going to be on the right-hand side of a front three, and Bunny is going to be through the hole. But Tiffany can cut in on her left foot or can whip in crosses. So that's the option. That's something that we have to pay close attention to. True, she was on the bench a lot, so not fair to judge her World Cup performance harshly. Absolutely. Big up Simon. Chris Smith says, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up. She left out of the squad. I assume she was injured. Bunny's on another level, but she needs to find much sharpness. Hopefully she can start a lot this season and get sharp. You're talking about Tiffany? No, Tiffany and Bunny are in the squad for the South Korea game. Tiffany missed out on the Congo Cup Women's Championship squad due to injury. So she picked up an injury at the, well, injury, a knock in Colorado in camp trap prior to the qualifiers in Mexico. So will she be who keeps her out? No, Tiffany Cameron is in the squad, and so is Bunny Shaw. Bunny Shaw's in the squad too. They're both in the squad for South Korea. I'm making the point that Tiffany Cameron is the most informed national player, men and women, for 2022. Go and look back at the games that Bunny didn't play, and you'll see City still won those games. And you see the games that City lost. Bunny played some of those games that City lost. Because City didn't start the season great. They had that win over Everton, 3-0, I think, but Everton were, City were struggling. Really, really, really tough start to the season. It was difficult. It was a challenging start to the season. And they just kind of, in a way, crumbled, you know? Yeah. Basically, that's what happened. They struggled. Disappointing, but it is what it is, though, eh? Hey, Christina, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. My mom lives in Kenya. I came to visit her. Haven't been since 2019. Okay. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Very nice. Nairobi, Mombasa. Whereabouts in Kenya? Mombasa. She is the most informed player. We cannot ignore the level of football people are playing at, though, when picking squads. That would not be wise. We do need forwards informed with confidence. And she certainly has a lot of confidence. Okay, I'm happy to hear she was not just left out. I didn't see any reason for her to be left out based on what I saw at the championships. City were rubbish. Last season, City were far from their best. Inform for country versus club. Bunny for country and Tiffany for club. Seems fair for me. But look at Tiffany's last two games. The last two games Tiffany played for her country, Tiffany scored. And if you want to include the USA game, then she created 10 chances across 3 games. That's 3 chances created per game. Who creates 3 chances per game right now on the men's side? Can't ignore that, though, can you? You can't. Mombasa. Yeah. A lot of Indians live that side in Mombasa. Cool, cool. All right. I fully get what you're saying. But yeah, credit to Bunny what you did last season, winning the FA Women's League Cup and also runners-up in the Women's FA Cup, which of course went to Drew Spence and company. So she won a trophy. Great to see that she was able to garner that piece of silverware. I'm happy that she was able to do that. So yeah. Yep. That's where we are. So, which is good. Hmm. So, that's the situation. Listen, guys, I've been to over 30 countries in the world. I've spent time in England, in Scotland, learning the game. So, developing football, I'm well aware. It's something that takes time, it's something that takes energy. I know. But trust me. Tiffany Cameron deserves to be in the World Cup squad. We're still another 10 months to go, so of course you have to replicate the form. You need to be able to replicate those performances, improve on those performances. That's going to be necessary. So that's where we are. From the few games I've seen of her, she tends to be out of the game when she plays for Jamaica. However, she hasn't had a solid run in the team. She should be able to make the World Cup squad. Should be. I believe Tiffany was left out of the last tournament. I think she's good enough to be in the squad. More than good enough to be involved in a 23-player squad. Absolutely. For certain. For sure. That is absolutely important. So, that is better. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. If you guys haven't already, I encourage you to check out the interview that was done with Darren Wattux. I implore you to do check that out. Earlier today, a reaction to the Arsenal kit, training kit that is, with the Jamaican colours. You all can look at that as well and give me your thoughts about that. Yeah, that's where we're at. Hello. Tiffany is a good player and she has a vibe. I think she should be on the plane, even if she has one leg. Even if she has one leg, absolutely. She's on the plane to Australia and New Zealand for me. Okay, so this is the situation. 3 goals, rather 3 games, 4 goals, 2 assists. 6 goal contributions in 3 games. Last season, 17 goals, 7 assists in 23 appearances. So what does that tell you? Well, it's quite simple. Quite simple indeed. She has scored 21 goals and tallied 9 assists in 26 appearances this season. That's 30 goal contributions in 26 appearances. That means that Tiffany is putting in a goal and or assist every game she plays and more. Almost a goal and an assist every game. Almost. Now, if a forward striker is putting in those numbers quite regularly, you'll be quite happy with that. And these are numbers, figures, statistics that you can't ignore. You can't. And she plays every game for her club. She can't afford to rest, bearing in mind the depth of the striker pool of the squad. I'm going to reiterate, Eto'o as a team, it's a good one. But if Tiffany is unavailable due to injury, illness, essentially, Eto'o doesn't win. That's the reality. She has to play. I don't see who keeps her out. You're talking about Jamaica? Jody Brown on the left, Bonnie in the middle, and on the right, Tiffany Cameron. Easy peasy, right? I don't see why it wouldn't be anything other than that. For me, I think it hits the nail on the head there. Don't see why it wouldn't be anything else. Why would it be anything else? Let's go back to the qualifiers, right? Jamaica played in the qualifiers. Jody was on the right, Paige Bailey Gale the left, and Bonnie through the middle. That was the front three against the Mexicans. The second game, Trudy on the right, Bonnie and Primus. And in the Haiti game, you had Bonnie, Trudy, and Atlanta. And then you go towards the latter stages of the competition, namely the semifinals against Canada. You had Kayla McCoy, Jody, and Trudy. And then you had the third place playoff, where you had Trudy Carter and Jody and Bonnie. So that front three has not been consistent. You know, Kiki would come in on the right in certain games, and so on and so forth. But for me, it has to be Jody Brown, Bonnie Shaw, and Tiffany Cameron. That says everything we need right there. And that's the way it should be. I don't see it any other way. Well, Trudy Carter has played on the right, but an idea that I've thought about that I wasn't against was when Trudy Carter played as in that number 10 position in the qualifiers. Yes, it was the Caribbean leg of the qualifiers, but I think that Trudy Carter did an excellent job in that number 10 position. You know what I'm saying? Yes, and I know the midfield is going to get even hotter when you have Havana and Drew and Marlo and Jade and Sade and Giselle. I know the midfield shot. Eventually, Mia Mitchell. It's going to be quite compelling. It's going to be. Because you all will see. You all will see. Blessings, sir. 1-1 heart. I love my brother. Reggaeboyz Commentary, do you think we will recruit many players between now and the World Cup? Because we were way below the level required at the CONCACAF Championships. I do expect a few new faces. Of course, seeing Wilson in the squad is a different boost, as a different player in the mix. I don't think you're going to see 20 new faces, 15 new faces, but I do think you're going to see a couple of new faces in different positions. I think the goalkeeping pool kind of speaks for itself. So that in itself is secure. But could we tighten up defensively? Yes. Will Kanya Plummer be back in time for the World Cup? The World Cup, July 20 to August 20. She's pregnant, but the baby could be born maybe next month. By the time the baby is 6 months, she could be back on the pitch again, get 3 months in shape. Could she make the World Cup squad? She very much could. Going to the midfield, I think the midfield options are stacked right there. And the forward line, if Paige Bailey-Gale could add that cutting drive to her game, that would improve her immensely. Jodie Brown making that transition from college to professional ranks soon. And Tiffany doing what she's doing in Hungary. I think we have a fairly solid squad. And like I said, I think 2027 is a genuine chance of going on to actually win something. Think about it. Giselle Washington, Sade Damalekon, Mia Mitchell, Malia Atkins at the back. You still have Sydney Schneider in her early 20s. Oh my God. We're gonna shell up the World Cup 2027. Trust me. After we qualify. Trudy cannot manage the middle of the park, my boss. I think there are certain games for Trudy. I think there are certain games for her to manage. I didn't say that every single game is for her. I just think that she did a good job in the middle, in that attacking midfield option. And there are certain teams that are going to have that high press. Jodie will do well. If we're picking all our best side, Sade cannot make the team a boss, but y'all know why she's always in the team. What? Sade has to make a 23-player squad. What are you talking about? Sade has to make a 23-man squad. Will Shayna Matthews return by then? If she scores goals and proves her fitness and consistency, then yeah, absolutely. I expect it. Many, many times. She was pregnant before we qualified for 2019, and she was in that squad. She had her second child after that. So yeah, I would expect her to be back in the mix soon. Yeah, I think it's possible. I can see it happening. I can genuinely see it happening. It's a good look. So, Reggaeboyz fans, Reggae Girls fans, Jamaican football fans, let me know your thoughts, as this individual has been Jamaica's best, most informed player, I should say, of 2022. Simon, trust me, brother, Sade make out best 23 player squad and merit my boss, but no make we get to buy shit. Brother, she makes a 23 squad. But Jamaican football fans, let me know your thoughts. Does Tiffany Cameron make the plane to Australia and New Zealand? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Reggaeboyz Commentary. This video is brought to you by Andy Gone Nuts. 100% guaranteed fresh coconut water delivered straight to your door. Call 876-309-6128. That's 876-309-6128. Refreshing and affordable. For more information, follow them on Instagram at Andy Gone Nuts. Truly refreshing.